The Academy Award nominations came out. I haven't seen any of the 10 movies, not one. I used to see them all when they had 5, but there's just too many movies. I can't see them all. None of them have a Christian theme, but that has not always been the case. There have been movies that have been nominated, even won Best Picture. Hard to believe that actually were not nominated, but won for Best Picture. So we're going to talk about that today. I'm Jerry O'Lennon, and I'm joined by my co-host, Alfredo Romero of Rock of Life Fellowship, and Bishop Peter Hansen of St. Augustine Anglican Church. Good morning.
Good morning.
Boy, now I can't find the list. Where's the full list of all the Academy Award nominations in 2026? I just had it. Now I lost it. First of all, there are 10 now. Okay.
It used to be 5, right?
Okay, well, let's just run through them. Best Picture nominee, Marty Supreme. Did you see it?
No, that's the Timothy Chalamet or something.
Hamnet. No,
No.
I didn't see that either. F.I.
Oh, F1. Yeah, that's
F1.
with Brad Pitt, yes.
Well, obviously, I didn't see it.
I did
didn't
see
know
that.
the title. Train Dreams.
Nice.
No.
Sentimental Value.
No.
Yeah. Frankenstein. No.
No.
Great.
Begonia.
No.
The Secret Agent.
No.
Sinners.
No.
No. Didn't see any of them.
I never heard of any of them.
I neither. Frankenstein is probably a remake.
I've heard of Frankenstein, Sinners, and F1. And I know what Sinners is. It's a vampire movie.
Here's some advice.
Everything's a vampire.
Here's some advice to the Academy. Go back to just 5 nominees, because when there were 5, it was manageable. You might see 2 or 3 of them anyway, because you'd be on a date with a girl or something, or a guy, a girl going on a date with a guy, and whatever. And you're out on a date, and you say, "Well, I got to see 2 more of them to see all 5 of them." But now you got 10. Who's going to go? Who has time to go? Who has the time and money to go see 10 movies at the theater? Well, of course, a lot of these are on Netflix too.
Well, that's the whole thing. They a few years ago they decided, well, Netflix has a lot of good movies, and actually they did it for monetary reasons, because a lot of times having something streaming made more money streaming than you did at a box office.
Yeah, when my wife and I first dated 30 years ago, we would play the Oscar game, and we would actually pick who would get the most winners, and whoever but you couldn't pick the same movie, for example. And we changed the rules because in Titanic won everything, and so it just wasn't as much fun. So you had to alternate who would get the first pick on each of the categories, and we had it all balanced out. Like best movie was worth 4 points, best actor, supporting actor, they were worth 3 points too. For the short subjects, it would be worth 1 point. It all totaled up to 50 points. We had this trophy, shaped like the Academy Award.
Wow.
We were all in.
Boy.
We haven't done that in like 15 years. We just lost
You
interest.
can't.
You can't do it. There's 10 movies. Who can see all 10 of these
And
movies?
they're all
And-
independent.
And how can you bet? How can you decide who's really going to win in this direct that they pour out of this boot?
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah,
You're right.
I don't. Well, but there was a day when there would be Christian themed movies that were not only nominated but actually won. And here are a couple. 1959, Best Picture. You know what it was?
I know. Charlton Heston, Ben-Hur.
Ben-Hur.
Ben-Hur, 1959, won
Great
Best
movie.
Picture. Great movie.
A Story of the Christ is the subtitle of that movie.
Yeah.
It won Best Picture. That would never even get made today, much less be nominated for a Academy Award.
They did a redo of it.
Did they really?
They did a remake about
They did.
5 years ago.
Yeah, something like that.
It was
Yeah, I remember they did
And
Noah's Ark.
They played a lot on the the stadium with the chariot race.
Mhm.
But I thought that the chariot race originally was so dramatically done because it was so real.
Right.
You know.
And when you're watching the picture, you're like, that actor, or whether it's, or even if it's a not a body double. What's the word I'm looking for? Who fills in for the dangerous scenes?
Stuntman.
The stuntman,
Stunt.
yes. Well, you're even going, gosh, I'd hate to be that stuntman. I mean, you're
Yeah.
kind of hanging on, thinking, wow, look at that great movie making, look at that great athleticism that this person has done. Going through this danger. Nowadays,
it's AI.
it's AI. That doesn't mean a thing.
Yeah.
The parts that are played in that movie are so marvelous. I mean, the gal who is the love interest. She's so beautiful and so simple,
Mhm.
and she's a slave girl. And there's this sort of social barrier, but they have a bond and finally achieve over it. But she's converted to Christ because she sees what he did when he passed by.
Oh,
The mother and sister.
Yeah,
who had
Jesus.
leprosy.
I think we see Jesus in Ben-Hur for just a brief second.
He's a shadow.
Yes, it's the back of his head. Oh, yeah, it's a shadow.
You never see him really,
Right.
and it adds more power to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a wonderful movie. You cry, and Sam Jaffe plays the old man who's carried around by this strong guy because he'd been tortured till his legs wouldn't work.
Mm-hmm.
Jaffe's great. It's just a great movie. Go
It
see it.
is. And I
If you haven't
remember,
seen it,
I was young. I'm old enough to remember back in the mid '60s. I was like 6 or 7 years old, and when it came on TV, straight, well, of course, you had commercials in the middle of it. It was like it's a big event. Ben-Hur is going to be on TV right now, and
Yeah,
you
it
would
was,
watch it. It was a
yeah.
big deal, kind of like the Wizard of Oz. Same type of dynamic.
and when they get to that stadium scene, the chariot race, they've got to envelope, do that kind of shrink the screen down and do the envelope because it's such a wide event on the original screen that you can't just do a regular TV format, especially the old square kind of box TVs.
Yeah.
Yeah, you lose so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, the letterbox is the way to go. Yeah, even with the old movies. All right, 1966, Best Picture winner.
66.
It's a Christian movie.
Greatest story ever told?
Good guess. Wrong guess,
Oh,
but a good guess.
Jesus of Nazareth.
A Man for All Seasons.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
focuses on
More.
Thomas More's refusal to recognize Henry VIII's marriage, which prioritized faith.
Yeah.
I could see a movie like that being made today.
Yeah.
I could see that happening.
Kind of like The Mission, kind of a thing.
I never saw A Man for All Seasons.
I did. Yeah.
Was it worthy of Best Picture?
Jason Robards, was it? Or who played the?
Oh gosh, I don't have it in
Thomas
front of
More.
me. I don't
Okay.
have it in front of me.
Anyway, he did it. Yeah, it was well done. It was well
Uh-huh.
done. It was also quite untrue.
Oh,
Parts
was
of
it? Well, some
Parts of it.
exaggerations.
Parts of it. I
Yeah.
mean, it's certainly playing the Thomas More.
I think it was
part.
Paul Schofield.
Paul
Schofield
Schofield.
is
Yes.
Yes,
right.
Paul Schofield.
Robert Shaw was also in there from
Oh,
Jaws.
yeah, and I didn't look that up. I just have this.
That was.
I have
was
this
good.
historical knowledge of,
You have a movie
movies.
brain.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah,
Okay, 1981, Best Picture,
that has to be Chariots of Fire.
Chariots of Fire, and you know what? I was rooting for it when I was 21 years old. So glad that it won. But looking back on it, I mean, Raiders of the Lost Ark. I mean, come on. If
But that was a blockbuster.
if you were to revote now, and people could revote, even as much as I love the movie Chariots of Fire and was greatly moved by Eric Little's story,
Yeah.
his refusal to run on the Sabbath, and the music is amazing.
Is Will Vangelis. Yeah,
And oh yes,
they started the whole jogging craze with that.
yeah, he
movie.
did. Yeah, he did. And I'll tell you, and here's another thing: the best musical score was between Vangelis and John Williams' Raiders of the Lost Ark. Dun,
man.
dun, dun, dun. And you know what won? Chariots of Fire
Chariots of
won
Fire.
for
Yeah.
best music.
Such
That-
an iconic song, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when you think about it, I mean,
Bum, bum, bum,
Eh,
bum, bum.
but how do you go? But when you hear the music of Raiders of the Lost Ark, you immediately identify with Indiana Jones.
Oh,
Sure.
absolutely.
Sure.
That's it. That was a tough vote. You see, this is when movies, and if you're so young, this is 43 years ago, 45 years ago. It's
Yikes,
like, it's such of a, those were just great times because the movies were so good. There's only 5 of them to pick. And you're like, I think Reds may have been one of the other movies that was nominated.
Warren
Wasn't
Beatty,
that good? Atlantic City, I think, was
Yeah,
Burt Lancaster and Susan
Lancaster.
Sarandon was also nominated, I think, that year. But
Well,
yeah,
yeah,
Chariots
those-
of Fire.
Those two movies were sort of underdogs. I mean, even the Spielberg was. He was intending to make a B-roll movie,
Right.
and just to be the sort of a popcorn, go to the movies and cheer, and not very deep, not artsy, and yet he is so good in whatever he does.
Right.
He didn't cheat you.
It's kind of like Jaws. Like what he did
Yeah.
with Jaws. Jaws was supposed to be some slasher, some guy, a shark eating a bunch of people.
Bunch of blood.
It turned out to be maybe his greatest movie ever. Some people think
And-
Jaws is his best.
The very first confirmed blockbuster ever.
1975.
Yeah, people around the block. I lived in Hawaii at the time when that movie came out, and I was probably, I don't know, 12 years old, and 13 years old. And I would tell you, Waikiki Beach, maybe 3 people. Like for weeks, it's like nobody would go in the water.
Yeah.
Me and my dad would sit on the beach with my sisters. We'd go, because I lived there forever, and nobody would go in the water except some of the local guys,
Richard Dreyfuss was interviewed recently, and he said to this day he will not go in the water past his belly button. He's serious. He was serious. He says that changed my whole life. I used to go in the water up to up to your sternum, right?
Yeah.
He says I won't go anywhere past my sternum in the water in the ocean because of that movie, and he was in the movie.
Yeah, and it's so
He became a Christian, you know.
He did.
Mr. Dreyfuss.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah, Dreyfus.
Wow.
Good for him.
Good for him. And unfortunately, just a few days ago, there was a small boy that was killed by a shark.
Oh no.
Just a few days ago, yeah. So when it happens, Jaws has really changed the way we look at the water. Okay.
Boom, 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 boom.
There have also been movies with Christian themes, faith, that have been nominated. The three that have actually won Best Picture that I think are fair enough to say are overt Christian movies: Ben-Hur in '59, A Man for All Seasons in '66, and Chariots of Fire in 1981. Although there was another half story about Harold Abrams, a Jewish man who was running because he was battling anti-Semitism.
Yeah.
At the same time, and his storyline is very good as well. It's very inspiring, but I think it's more known for Eric Little's story more perhaps than for Harold Abrams' story. Both of them were moving, but the when the music swells and it's when he's running the victory race for his gold medal in Paris.
That was also a very low budget film that it came out with nobody who acted in that movie was known at the time.
Right.
But some great actors came out of it, including the gal Cheryl Campbell, right?
Oh yes,
Who
she played Harold Abrams' love interest, I think.
No, she was the sister of.
The
of
sister,
Eric
yes,
Little.
yes, because she who said you're not supposed to run. God is not pleased with you running, and then Eric Little says, but when I run, I feel His
God's
pleasure.
Yeah.
I feel His pleasure, and the music swells, and you're like, oh, this is great. It's worth it just to see that 1 minute. Have you seen it? You've seen the movie?
No.
Oh,
Okay.
all
that's a
right.
sign.
Yeah, what a
Take away
letdown.
my pastor card.
Come over to my house. I got it on DVD.
Okay.
We're going to take a break. We're talking movies with my two guests. Well, not my two guests. One of them is my co-host, Alfredo Romero of Rock of Life
Alfredo and
Fellowship,
the Bishop.
and Bishop Peter Hansen of St. Augustine Anglican Church.
With Jerry O'Lennon.
All right, well,
Jerry
you're
O'Lennon.
stuck with me for the next 15 minutes. We'll be right back. The Academy Award nominations were announced. 10 movies named. We didn't see any of them.
I saw one. I saw one.
We didn't see. Okay, you saw one of them. Okay, but we're talking about movies, Christian movies, that actually were awarded Best Picture or were nominated. Real quickly, 1959, Ben-Hur. 1966, A Man for All Seasons. 1981, Chariots of Fire. But there have been some other movies that have been nominated. 1953, The Robe.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
That was nominated for Best Picture. I had no idea.
Richard Burton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Song of Bernadette, 1943.
Okay.
I did
I
not know.
didn't see
I
that.
don't know that. The Sound of
Capital.
Music,
The
1965.
hills are alive.
There you go. Julie
there
Andrews.
was there a Christian theme in there? I wasn't really
Not that strong.
Not really.
a little bit.
It was kind of in the background.
The Ten Commandments in 1956 was nominated.
That's right. That's right.
And that was another one
Cecil
of
B. DeMille.
Charlton Heston holding up the stones. That
tablets.
was great. The
And if
tablets.
anybody saw History of the World Part 1 with
Yeah.
Mel Brooks,
Mel Brooks.
hey,
Yeah.
Moses coming down the mountain with 3 tablets. God has given us these 15, and he drops them. 10 commandments.
Do you think God laughs at that?
What do you think?
Why not?
Why not?
Now, my dad was very briefly in Ten Commandments.
No kidding.
no.
Yeah, he was hanging with Pharaoh. He was one of his advisors or something like that. But they-
Peter Hansen Sr.
Yeah, but
And real briefly, he was also in a very
well,
famous.
He was known most for being Lee Baldwin in General Hospital from
Yep.
1963 to 2000.
My mom had a crush on him.
So did a lot of women in
Yeah,
America.
very good looking man. Very good looking.
Very
man.
strange thing to grow up with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he had a little cameo part, and they voiced over him, and they put another guy's voice over him.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
You have to find that for me. I got to see that. Let me know how far into the movie it is. I want to make a point of looking for that.
He's standing there with who's the old gangster?
Oh yeah, Edward G. Robinson.
Edward G. Robinson.
Yeah, Moses. Yeah. You think I'm gonna get away? Hey, Moses. Yeah.
I met him once at a party, a Hollywood party.
How was he? Good guy?
He's a very nice man,
Oh,
Yeah.
good.
and a good artist too. By the way, he paints oils, or he did, painted wonderful. I mean, actual really good art.
Well, he was in Double Indemnity, wasn't he? I think so. With
Maybe.
yeah, yeah. Anyway, I'm
I'm
pretty
not
sure.
familiar with that part.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
anyway, yeah. 1964, Beckett.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about Beckett.
No, me neither.
You do? We're hoping you do.
That's Burton also. Isn't it?
And what was the Christian theme of it?
Oh, Thomas à Becket.
Oh, oh,
He was the Archbishop of Canterbury,
Ooh.
and,
ooh.
and with Richard II, and they were lifelong friends, and they were playboys and run around and crazy drunken guys together. But when the king became king, he offered the job of Archbishop of Canterbury to Thomas, and he said, if I take that job, I'm going to have to take it seriously. Oh, come on, just let's have old times. But it was serious, and he would criticize the king for ungodly actions,
Mm.
and the king said to his merry man at dinner one night, "Would somebody rid me of this troublesome priest?" Kind of an offhanded remark. Well, four guys took him seriously, and they went over to Canterbury Cathedral, which I just visited. I visited the
Oh,
spot.
yes.
Visited the very spot where he was killed at the altar,
Oh.
saying his evening prayers.
Have you seen the movie Beckett?
Yeah, long time ago.
Good.
Yeah, good.
Okay.
Huh.
The last one that was nominated for best. No, there's actually another one that's not included on the list, but one of them is 1983, one of my favorite movies, Tender Mercies, starring Robert Duvall.
Yes.
A wonderful film. It was nominated for Best Picture in 1983, and Duvall won Best Actor in 1983. Dolly Parton was the announcer, and she was so happy that because he plays a country music star who has a little bit too much of the apple cider, if you know what I mean, becomes a drunk and knocks on the door of this woman's house and says, I need a job. And he used to be a big major star, but he was a drunk, and then he finds salvation. It's a beautiful film. It is one of the most tender mercies, and I believe the term tender mercies comes somewhere from biblical.
It's a King James term for compassion.
Right, and the woman takes him in, and he works for her and does yard work and handles a little gas station out in the country, and he used to be married to some big famous star. And it's I don't want to get into the details, but
Yeah, I'm gonna
it's a
have to watch
very
it.
moving
Yeah.
picture.
Duvall is a great actor.
Oh, he's and this is the movie that made me realize why country music is useless. He's an actor. He's an actor, and he sings. He sounds just like a country music. He sounds better. It's like, and then I'm watching Coal Miner's Daughter, and Sissy Spacek, I think, is singing, playing somebody.
Yeah, Loretta Lynn.
She plays Loretta Lynn. She sings just fine. She sounds like any other country music star. And so I'm like, what's it take to be a country music star? Robert Duvall sounds better than any of you. It sounds just as good, at least. And he's playing the guitar, and he's singing, and he sounds like a great country music star. But that's not the reason you should see it. Not to spit on country music, but per se. But
Listen, try to get a match to Dolly Parton.
here you go. That's a good point. But anyway,
Leave it right there.
Tender Mercies, starring Robert Duvall, is a really underrated, and it's a very short film. It's only about 80 minutes long. It moves quickly, and it's very touching, and it's got some great music, even if it's country music, and it's good. So I recommend. The last one we have to mention is the
Please
one.
forgive Jerry for his country movie.
Yeah, I'm
All you
sorry.
who love it.
You know, I used to be in a
And I
country
used to
music
live in.
band.
I met my wife in Nashville, of all places.
Country music is the new rock and roll.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
rock and roll's dead.
Well, she took me
it's a
to
shame.
the Grand Ole Opry to see some music star, somebody named White. I don't know what her name was.
Yeah.
And so I'm there, and I'm like, I heard the first song. I thought it sounds okay, and then I heard the second song, and I thought sounds a lot like the first song. Yeah. And then I heard the third song, and I said, this sounds like the first two songs. So I left, and I went into the lobby. And I don't know why she stayed with me because I didn't come back. I said, it all sounds the same. It's the same song. I don't need to listen to this. So, but that's a true story.
Okay.
But anyway,
You know,
she married me anyway.
when I had my Christian rock band, we actually performed at the Gibson Nashville Theater
Oh,
in
really?
Tennessee. Yeah. Yeah, we were doing auditions for record companies and things like that. I made 3 CDs, and that was it. But that band broke up in about 2007. But we know we were musicianaries. But anyway, back to the movies.
The last one that was nominated for Best Picture, did not win, is one of my all-time favorites, The Mission, 1986. And in fact, if you're looking at our podcast, I have the poster behind there. I believe I got that poster. My wife got it for
I
me
will
because she knew
zoom
it was one of
in.
my favorite movies,
There you go.
and it has to do with the slave traders that wanted to take over land and destroy the missions that had been created by the Jesuits, I believe. Is that
Yeah,
correct?
it was also a political thing, borderline between the Portuguese settlers who settled Brazil
Mm-hmm.
and the Spanish who did Argentina, and that famous waterfall scene is actually a waterfall that is at the boundary, I believe, between the two countries.
That's how the movie starts,
Yeah,
where there's a martyr, a priest who's martyred
yeah,
by being
Crucified.
alive, crucified on a cross, and then goes over the
over the falls.
falls.
Yeah.
That's how the movie starts. It's a beautifully shot film. It's a wonderfully. Robert De Niro, of all people, is in it. He's wonderful in it. Jeremy Irons is in it, and it's
What a great voice.
it's a great and of course the soundtrack. We always talk about that. Enrico. Ennio Morricone.
In your yeah.
He was the composer. It's some of the most beautiful music, and I've always said this, that when we enter heaven, that's the music we're going to hear when we go to heaven. That's what we're going to hear. In fact, I've even told my wife, I said, if I start taking my last days, I want to hear this music before my last minutes. I want to hear this music.
Wow.
The oboe part.
The oboe part is so beautiful, and it's not just that. I mean, even the rest of the rest of the soundtrack is wonderful.
The
and
Mission?
The
Soundtrack?
Mission.
Is that
Yeah.
it?
Mission. And what
Never
you sh-
seen it.
Yeah, you should.
Oh,
You should.
gosh, yes.
It's a wonderful film, and if you ever have time on YouTube, there's like about 10 or 12 minutes when Morricone is still alive and he does a live performance with his orchestra. Oh, and then when the place is done, it just swells with the place just stands and roars. It's just it's worth 10 minutes to watch a live performance of this
It's the new classical symphonic music. You know,
Okay.
They don't compose classicals because we're not in the classical era. But what is being done in that same vein is these movie themes that are like
It's true.
John Williams has done many fantastic and memorable ones.
John Williams, Ennio Morricone. These were the Beethovens of our day, weren't they?
That's
now?
right.
And I don't
That's
think
really
people
true.
realize that.
No, they really have that study. They have it down.
Yeah. Any movies that we have about 2 minutes left? Any movies involving a Christian theme that you think should have been? I'll tell you one. Signs.
Yeah,
It's not
Mel Gibson.
overtly religious, but it's very touching and very moving at the end. I mean, it's clear that it's a Christian. If you're a Christian, you see that
It's
it's
a
a Christian movie.
faith-based movie disguised as an alien movie, and I know that
Yes.
sounds weird, but if you've seen it, it's in my probably top 20 movies of all time.
Yeah.
There's one movie that was out last year. They get these independent movies nowadays for the Oscar awards, but there was one Christian themed movie. It was called The Best Christmas Pageant Ever, and it's based on a book that was written in 1972 about this group of brothers and sisters, all below like 13 years old. And they go to a church for food because they're poor and downtrodden, and they kind of wile their way into the Christmas pageant. Great acting. It just came out this last year. Great acting. The little girl that played Emma Jean should have been nominated for Academy Award in the veins of Tatum O'Neal. And I'm telling you, she just did. It's a great, one of the best movies I've seen in a long time, and it was dissed. They wouldn't nominate a Christian movie nowadays. I don't even think they'd nominate Chariots of Fire.
Well, yeah, I agree with you. Not at all. Oh, shoot.
Another sleeper is Enemy Mine with Dennis Quaid and Louis Gossett
What's it
Jr.
called?
Enemy Mine.
Enemy Mine.
It's an alien movie.
Wait,
It
wait.
sneaks the Christian message in there. Very good.
I know. We
Bishop
got to
Peter
pick this
Hansen?
up again next week.
We do. We can talk movies forever. Bishop Peter Hansen of
No, we did good.
St. Augustine Anglican Church, 10 o'clock service time over on Salem Street in downtown Chico. Thank you so much. Thanks for joining us so long.